Okay, good morning. Well, afternoon, everybody. Sorry about not going live early this morning. I had a few things pop up that needed to be taken care of. Um, but I am situated now. So, hey, Marie. Hey, Robbie. Let's see. We got just Sagacious from earlier, Blues Girl, um, and AJ. Thank y'all for stopping in ahead of time. So, I'm sure everybody knows because it's been started up again. It's around that time. Um, And I think it's important for us to not only talk about the provoking that goes on from someone, but the cons of it, right? And how it's portrayed from the other person, it's portrayed from the supposed victim that it is bringing awareness, right? And she is correcting the lies, but that is not what she's doing because this person knows her stalker in real life and has since high school, knows her triggers, knows her ticks, knows the ins and outs. I mean, she was and has stated that she was the teacher's aide to Mrs. P. And which means if when you're a teacher's aide, you can still be a bully too. So I want to correct that. Just because you're a teacher's aide doesn't mean you can't be a bully. But this person knows how to provoke and trigger Mrs. P. Like I say, these are my opinions, and I will be stating things that I have found on the internet, whether it is a fact or truth, right? I mean, you can't always believe everything you see on the internet, but hey, if it's on Google, it's got to be right, right? Um, let's see. So I want to talk a little bit about provoking your stalker, right? The cons. Because I don't think there are any pros, honestly, to provoking your stalker. So I felt like we needed to discuss the cons of provoking your stalker, since that seems to be what the other party is going for. So if her subscribers didn't want to tell her she'd be okay, she should tell them. Right. Well, it's like Lufa mentioned in one of the comments, and I'll go to that here in a second. I will read it. So I had put up a post about provoking your stalker. And I want to read a comment that Lufa made. It's a very good comment. Give me 1 second to get to that comment before I start. Like I said, y'all, it's been a while since I go live. I don't really do hardly any of this anymore, so it might take me a little bit longer, but so I wanted to okay, so how civil conspiracy applies to harassment. If multiple people here, I'm going to go ahead to this tab. So let's go right here. If multiple people work together to harass you, example, one person spreads lies about you, another shares your personal info, another encourages attacks, they coordinate behind the scenes. That can qualify as civil conspiracy to harass because harassment itself is a wrongful act. Why this matters? Civil conspiracy lets you what? Hold everyone involved responsible, even if each person did a small part, as long as they acted together towards the same harmful goal. You can sue all conspirators jointly. So that's very important to remember going into this because she mentions all the time in all of her videos how people send her things and how, she's not looking for it, supposedly. Okay. So that's very important. Hey, tennis ball Tammy, how are you? LMP, how are you? Sorry if I didn't see y'all's comments before. I had to switch screens and all that good stuff. Um, so provoking a stalker is strongly discouraged by experts and law enforcement due to significant safety risk. The primary cons of this action are a high risk factor in escalating the stalker's behavior, reinforcing their fixation, and potentially leading to physical violence, right? So, when you have a stalking order or you have a stalker, the whole point of the stalking order is to prevent any type of violence from happening, right? It's to prevent it. But as we all know, as we all know, Noodle Mash, aka Shannon, knows exactly how to trigger Mrs. P into a reaction. Now, you will hear her say all the time that Mrs. P is in control of her own reactions and actions, and that is true. But everybody also knows that Mrs. P is not like everybody else. Mrs. P doesn't hold a lot of what is like she can't control a lot of her anger and the responses that come with her anger a lot of time because she lacks that control. And we all know this. She's easily triggered into anger and rage. And if anybody knows this, it's Noodle Mash. It's Shannon. Everybody knows this. If anybody knows Mrs. P, it's Shannon. And she's already said it. She's known her since high school. She knows. Here's a tip. Make you have a peaceful December. Tell your subs, sheep's friends to stop telling you they are causing you distress, not Mrs. P. Yeah, you would think so. We are allowed to defend and support Mrs. P. Correct? We are. She does. Anybody can see that she does provoke Mrs. P. So the cons of provoking your stalker: escalation of danger. The most critical risk is that the stalker may become frustrated or angry and resort to more aggressive, unpredictable, or even physically violent behavior, right? Which is what she says. She's been saying these last few videos that she hopes Mrs. P, I mean, not in so many words, right? Because she's very particular, her verbiage, right, at how she words things, so it doesn't come off a certain way. But we all know she can't wait to have Mrs. P in jail again. We all know this. She's said it, but not said it on many occasions. And she wants Mrs. P to not have any access to social media platforms. Hi, Irma. How are you? Welcome in. She does. She pokes her on purpose, right? And it was said by Amy before that she poked, that Amy also has poked her on purpose in the past. Nothing. Nothing. She is just mad that she went up on panel of someone's. So that's pretty much. Absolutely, my dear. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody can come up. Absolutely. Hey, Machete, welcome in as well. Robbie. Hello, handsome. I see you. Okay, let me bring you up. Hello, hello.
Morning.
Morning. I'm so glad I caught you awake for this.
Yeah, like literally just awake. I was like, oh, perfect timing. Um, I just wanted to quickly point out,
Mm-hmm.
so do you know how Noodle said that part of the reason that Miss P got in trouble was because she was calling the police on Noodle?
Right.
Um, well, on her last live stream, she told Mrs. P to call the police on her. She encouraged her to.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. The encouraging of being, she's encouraging provoking at this. She's encouraging other people to provoke, and she's also provoking at the same time. Like,
Right.
that's what I was gonna probably do, is listen to a little bit of her live, because she says so many things as fact, and it's not fact. It's absolutely not fact.
Oh, I noticed that too, how she was like, see, she's clearly talking about me here. No, that's your opinion. She may or may not have been, but she's not being direct. Part of a restraining order is you have to be
Mhm.
direct to get
Yes,
in trouble.
direct contact. And she keeps saying, I'm just going to go live every time she lies about it. How do you know she's lying about it? How do you know where she's going live at? How do you know she's talking about it? I mean, how do you even know unless you're following her, unless you're stalking her? How do you even know? If you have
Exactly.
a stalking order against someone that you have so much fear of harming you, why are you stalking them? Makes no
Well,
sense to
it's
me.
not at all. And like, it's just like, because I was listening the other day too. I even messaged a couple people about it. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Because it, anytime somebody violates an order or you feel harassed or anything, you're not going to go public and try to intimidate them. You're just going to get
No.
shit done legally and be like, "All right, dude, I'm staying silent. Let them do their thing, and I'm reporting them, and that's it."
Yep.
But she said if you don't believe there's an investigation going on, and she was speaking directly to Miss Portland, which is
Oh,
bullshit.
yeah.
Why are you directly,
That's
publicly,
yep.
like,
Addressing
targeting
her.
her and
Yep.
addressing her? Yes, thank you. That's the word. I'm still waking
Mhm.
up.
No, you're
And then
fine.
expecting her, and she knows how Miss P is,
Yep.
expecting her just to state she is purposely abusing her, in my personal opinion.
Mhm. Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, that'd
She
be
well,
like
he
my
yeah.
dumbass provoking Miss P when I know she comes after me when she gets mad.
Well, and that's the thing is everybody knows and Noodle, AKA Shannon, knows that Mrs. P watches her. Mrs. P will watch a lot of people. And some of y'all may not even know that she watches you guys, but she does. And especially she watches Shannon, and everybody knows it. Shannon knows it. So she will intentionally and purposely say things that trigger Mrs. P with a response or reaction every time.
Hmm.
And she also mentioned in her live that the reason why she thinks or she says Mrs. P has so many channels is because she knows that Mrs. P is going to pop up on Shannon's algorithm. Bitch, what? When Mrs. P creates a new channel, she's not going to pop up on your algorithm because she's not like Noodle Mash would have to be looking for her, right? For Mrs. P to pop up on any form of her algorithm, correct?
Yeah,
So
and I
how
stalk
has
Mrs. P, by the way. Like, I
yes,
try to
so
find her
like
and I can't. So,
so how is she able to find these supposed channels if Mrs. P makes a new one each time, but just happens to show up on her algorithm and then she's like, "Oh, she knows I immediately block them, so she creates a new one." That is false. That is absolutely false. She played Mrs. P's content for half of her live that day, the other day, and there was a comment in her channel that said, "Well, Mrs. P can't strike because she's circumventing, so it's okay to play her content and make money off of her. You're a
well, you
stalker.
also have to
It's okay to
think
do that."
she's playing Miss P's content because she knows if Miss P strikes her, that's a violation of the order, which is so stupid.
Exactly. Exactly. She's doing everything possible to provoke Mrs. P. Mrs. P has been doing so well, and she is doing so well. I mean, do you know how she's always like, "I'm gonna go live anytime there's a lie. I'm gonna correct it when it comes to this case or me." Do you know how many times we get lied on a day as just people in general? We would get
So
so
many.
tired of hitting that live button every time there's something that was said that was a lie. And if it's a lie about the case, why can't you be like, "Okay, in reference to what was said that I had heard recently," and share a previous live stream, right? Why do you have to go live and monetize it? Why? She's the only one making money off of this case.
Well, have you ever heard the Cardi B song Money? That's what it's about, that cash money.
And she's like, "Oh, I never monetized a stream before, but I did recently." Well, of course you did, because it's around that time of year. You need money. You've said it plenty of times. So yeah, you're going to monetize any live that you make about Mrs. P.
Yeah. Um, can I just say something about you said
Mhm.
before I forget, you said Miss P hides her channels, so Noodle is saying, that's so that, she's blocking them and blah blah blah. Anybody who knows Miss P and Noodle, you do too. Mrs.
Mhm.
Portland has always hid her channels and started new ones long before this
Mhm.
order was
All the
involved.
time. Has nothing to do with Noodle Mash. It's because people keep following her. She can't even go live and just talk about how she feels or make like a video journal, a vlog, because everything she does is watched by Noodle Mash's community. Everything she does. She can't do or say anything. And you know what I shared with you recently, that screenshot, right? I'm still looking into that. I'm still waiting for that. But if that's true and if that's the case, like that's a big no-no.
Hmm.
That's a big no-no. But I've heard of stuff like that happening before from Mrs. P, where like people will call her church. Like people call things about that has to do with Mrs. P. Like they'll call her church, they'll call neighbors, they'll call friends. People can say she's lying about that, but she's not lying about that. It actually does happen. It has happened to where people will get
Right.
a hold of things like that in Mrs. P's life. She's not lying about it.
Well, I mean, as somebody who listen, Noodle, because I know Noodle's going to be listening.
Yeah.
Noodle, I've been on the receiving end of Mrs. P's lies when she's mad before. I mean, for crying out loud, the woman said that we were on a three-way. Okay? Like sexually. I don't,
God.
that's not going to make me call the police. That's not going to, it's the dumbest thing. She knows that people, and Miss P, I love you if you're listening. This is nothing against you at all because of your
Exactly.
mental state of being. That's just nobody believes Miss P when she's angry. She even says, "Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, I lied. Yes," but that is a part of her in her core in her medical records. Mental retardation is what the words say medically.
Yep.
So, I mean, why are you going down to that level, Noodle? I mean, that's abuse, in my personal opinion.
Oh, it is. It is. And we're gonna listen to parts of her live that she did because it's actually quite telling. It actually is quite telling if you guys listen, and if you guys have listened to any of her other lives, like they all piece together. They all piece together. It's and the title of the live, right, is Patterns and Deception, but we all know that Shannon also has patterns and deception of behavior. A lot of patterns of behavior are with Shannon.
We borrowed the fettuccine alfredo. Yeah. So we borrowed
Let me
the
fast forward some of those.
that's hilarious. So I can show. I'm just not going to do it now. I'm going to defend myself, and I'm going to defend the stalking order. That's just what's going to happen. If people have a problem with it, well, that's then have a problem with it. But this bullshit of, oh, she's Noodle's doing this because it's the time of year to grip, and this is what may no. I mean, if you're going to say that, then you
But it is. She's mentioned how many times between now and last month, right? That it has not been a good year. They've had a lot of financial hardships, but now she's choosing to monetize her lives about Mrs. P. So that can only be one thing, right? That can only mean one thing, that you're in a financial hardship and that you need money.
Well,
That's good.
can we
I
just
mean,
apply common logic real quick? And can I
yeah.
ask you a question? What month
hmm
is it, Trisha?
it's well about to be December actually. It's literally
What
about
time?
to be December.
Yeah, so it's the holiday season. So we're not lying about
Exactly.
that. It is the holiday season, and you are once again grifting like you do every year. Enough
hmm
said.
Yeah.
have to say that either I'm working with Mrs. Portland and we did some deal behind the scenes for her to go up on Jessica K's panel, or I telepathically made her do it. She wouldn't be mentioned at all during this holiday season if it wasn't for the bullshit she was doing. Okay, so that being said, in my last live, I'd said that Mrs. Portland was up to her old tricks where she'll post videos and shit directed towards me, either directed towards me or about me or both, and then deletes the channel right away.
She's allowed to do that. She's always done that. She can vlog about how she feels about Noodle Mash at any time that she wants to. It can be about her. It just can't be directed to her or
Exactly.
tagged or sent to her via third party or by Mrs. Portland. Like, I don't understand why they can't just stop following her and let her talk about how she feels. She already feels alone because she thinks the world's against her. And then when all of this happens, she feels like she has nobody. She can't even vlog for Christ's sakes. She can't even vlog.
Yeah, and I mean, she says like what you're doing, or if people do commentary or I do commentary, she says that's third party harassment. Noodle, the reason you're doing things publicly on your channel is not only to grift, in my opinion, but also because you are contacting the police and they're telling you she's not doing anything wrong. So you're frustrated with that. So you know you can't do anything legally to her. So you come here and you vent and you get your anger out of your system. But people are going to comment on that because you're doing it publicly. That's not third party. I speak on behalf of myself. Trisha, you could speak for yourself. I'm
Mhm.
commenting on what I see you doing publicly because the police aren't doing anything for you because you know you're in the wrong and so do they.
Exactly, because none of this was done in private, and then we're just bringing it to the public. None of this was done privately. Everything has been done in the public eye. So we're commenting our opinions and our thoughts on it. That's what we're doing. It has nothing, there's zero third party here. Zero.
Okay. She also will make multiple channels, either the course of one day or sometimes 2 or 3 days or even a week, because I block every time I find out one of her channels, I block that shit. And she knows that. So she makes multiple because then it's going to come up somehow, some way.
That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense. So Mrs. P creates accounts knowing that Shannon is going to find her accounts, and then she deletes them only to make another one so that Noodle Mash can block another. That makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense.
I agree.
She, Mrs. P has always created and made new channels because people always find her. People always find her, whether she's on TikTok, whether she's on Twitch, whether she's on YouTube. She'll just be talking about whatever she's feeling for the day. And there's someone that'll always find her and come in and relate it to Shannon every time.
Mhm.
It's not Mrs. P doing the stalking. It's Shannon and her community doing the stalking.
I totally agree. And just to address Krama there that wants attention in your chat. Hey Krama, you use me for content. That's why you just got 2 copyright strikes from me. Calm down there. Calm down.
She knows I'll end up seeing it generally on my newsfeed. Now, if I'm doing my own, like on my own newsfeed, no. But if I'm just browsing YouTube, that shit's going to come up.
Okay, I'm trying to understand here. So she's saying if she's just on her YouTube feed, nothing pops up. But then she says if she's browsing just as usual, then it pops up. So whose YouTube feed is she using that it's going to show up on her account? Like it's, you see what I'm saying? It's almost like she's saying she's got different accounts for different types of news feed to show up.
No, she creates new accounts, period. I mean, she'll even do that not only if people are looking for her, Trisha, but she'll do
Oh no,
it.
I mean Noodle Mash, the way that she's wording this, if you listen to this real quick, hold on.
Uh-huh.
Let me see.
Browsing YouTube, that shit's going to come up. And that's why she posts videos and shit directed towards me, either directed towards me or about me or both, and then deletes the channel right away. Okay. She also will make multiple channels, either the course of one day or sometimes 2 or 3 days or even a week, because I block every time I find out one of her channels, I block that shit. And she knows that. So she makes multiple because then it's going to come up somehow,
No,
some way.
no,
She knows I'll end
no.
up seeing it
Oh no, wait, hold on.
generally
You'll
on my
hear it.
newsfeed. Now, if I'm doing my own, like on my own newsfeed, no. But if I'm just browsing YouTube, that shit's going to come up.
You see what I'm saying? She said if she's on her own YouTube, on her own, she doesn't get any newsfeed about it. But then if she's just browsing YouTube, then it shows up. So what
Oh,
exactly is she
please.
browsing? What exactly? Who's like, what are you browsing with where on yours it doesn't pop up? But then if you go and you're just regularly browsing, like what?
Yeah, no, that makes zero sense. You're right. It's not, there's it. Miss P doesn't even put anyone's name in her titles. She even changes her name. So there's no way for her to pop up really in the algorithm.
Yeah.
I I want her in my algorithm, and it's impossible for me to find her unless she sends me one of her links.
Yeah, I never find Mrs. P. She never pops up on my news feed ever. She never pops up on my news. I don't even, and if I end up finding her on TikTok, it's because she let me know she was on TikTok. Other than that, she just does not pop up on my news feed whatsoever. I never ever find her. So the fact that somehow, some way, she just pops up on Shannon's news feed is crazy to me.
Yeah, that's not happening. She's seeking her out, and plus she's lying. She doesn't block her. How else is she going to record her content if she's blocking her? Because she says she records it for her own, personal like court stuff or whatever. Then you're not blocking her. Because
Hmm.
by blocking people, they're still going to pop up in your algorithm. So that's not how it works.
Let me address Karama here. Other people make videos about Mrs. P. I have gone at them. This has been in the past. And I know with you being Krama True History, right? You are familiar with how long things have been going on. I have very much so been involved in calling out the people that do make videos about Mrs. P and Mr. P. Everybody knows that I am a huge supporter of Mrs. P and Mr. P. And what is being done to them is absolutely wrong. I've called out everybody who's done anything negative to them. I've called it out. All those channels, those troll channels, I've called them out. I've called every single one of them out. So if you are Chrometry History, you would know that. You would know that.
That's why she keeps making channels. Oh yeah. She's on her new 6 channels. You are exactly right. So I said in my last live that I was going to be doing a live today showing the pattern and what she did. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get right into this shit. Let me see. Here
I
is
hate that.
what she
I can't stand that.
I know. So I'm going to show this real quick because she's showing that she's recording and following Mrs. P's channels. She's literally showing this, whether it's been sent to her or she's done it herself.
My
This is what
God.
we're going to be listening to. It's crazy, right? This is your supposed stalker that you are in fear of. Your supposed stalker that you have a lifetime order against.
Trisha, I think it's important to point out too is, when Miss P does say stuff like when she's like, I'm going to keep enjoying my life,
Hmm.
you losers, lurkers, stalkers, Noodle's like, see, she's talking to me. No, she's talking to every single person who's
Yes.
trying to draw her back to you, Noodle, and you're one of those people because you're trying to draw her back to you. She wants
Yes.
nothing to do with you. She wants to enjoy her life. And what she's saying is, stop. Like, stop trying to get me involved. I don't care about it. You're not going to get me in trouble with the order. And Noodle is twisting those words because when she says, I don't care about the order, Noodle's saying, see, she's saying she doesn't care and she'll violate it. No, that's not what she's saying. She's saying, I don't care if I have an order. I'm not doing anything wrong because she's not.
Correct. Because she's not. That's what I'm saying. She's making a generalized statement about the people that stalk and harass her. And somehow, right, Shannon finds that that's being addressed to her. Well, do you feel like you're a stalker and a harasser, Shannon? Is that why you feel like that's addressed towards you? Sometimes I think she feels that way and she should feel it because she is a stalker. She's stalking Mrs. P. She's given proof right now, right here, that she's stalking her stalker. How stupid can you be? Literally.
did November 24th. All right. She made this channel on November 24th. You can see that right here.
Been trying to control my life by not allowing me to have a voice, speak my mind on all the
See, and that's not true. That's not true at all. She's not allowed to lie. Period. End of story.
Where does this say Mrs. P can never lie? Where does this say Mrs. P is not allowed to lie? How is she not allowed to lie? Give me an effing break.
Even lawyers lie.
Oh my, I cannot, like, this is what I'm saying when I listen to this crap, because it's literally just crap that spews out of her mouth that she tries to pull as fact, and it's just not. It's just not.
Story. Nobody gives a shit what she talks about. Nobody cares what topic she's using. Once she gets to lying about people or her part in the stalking order, you're damn right I'm going to say something. You're damn right.
But what she's talking about wasn't about the stalking order. So if nobody cares what she's talking about or what her topic is, why are you on her channel? Why are you on her channel if nobody cares? Why are you over there?
All the upset that everyone has continually caused me in the last 7 years on this stinking platform.
Now keep in mind that whole 7 years. She has not been on here for 7 years. At least not in this community for 7 years.
Can you
Neither have I.
pause?
February.
What
How would
was
you, how would you know that unless you were stalking her?
Yes, exactly.
Like,
That's what I'm like, how do you know?
you don't know she was like under a different name. Look how many names she's used. You don't know she hasn't spoke up. You followed her here, and that's a fact.
Yeah, she absolutely did. And she was even in Noodle Mash's community. Well, Noodle Mash was even in Mrs. P community because she admits it in this live. She admits it. Oh, hold on one second.
I'm
Let's
gonna
make
make
her
my
a
smoothie, so I'll be
mod.
muted listening.
Absolutely. I'm just making some people mods, so if you guys see something, that's what it is. Okay. All right, now we're going to get back to it.
February will make year 4. So you remember that though.
Might tell me, if I go on panels, all I do is lie. Blah, 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 blah. And no matter what creator has offered me a chance to speak, constantly gets in trouble.
Again, not true. Jessica lied about Amy in regards to Mrs. Portland getting arrested, and Mrs. Portland chimed in with the lie. Nobody got in trouble. You got exposed. You know that Jessica got exposed. That's the way it is. And so did Mrs. Portland for again lying.
You know what? I'm not a child. I'm not a 3-year-old. And regarding the legal situation, I no longer give a damn. Let me just put that out there.
So here we go. This I don't give a damn, and this is how it starts. Well, it started with the line, but this is how it begins to escalate. She starts talking about she doesn't care. She doesn't have to listen to anybody. Nobody's going to run her life. It don't matter her what the court said. Blah 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 blah.
Can I clear that up, Trisha?
Absolutely.
So that first of all, that came from me, okay, and so what Noodle's saying is that Jessica was saying that Amy called the police on Mrs. P. Now, we do not know if that is a fact or not. The only thing that I said was the day that Mrs. Portland got arrested, Amy came into our little private messenger and said, I did something bad. And like with a laugh emoji, and we're like, what? But she never said what it was. So I just put 2 and 2 together and I'm like, oh, is she the one that called the police on Miss P? So that's not a fact. That is what I assumed. So I don't know if that's true or not. I found it very coincidental.
Oh, yeah. Very
Um,
coincidental.
yeah. So that came from me. That's why Jessica's saying that, because that's my
Mm-hmm.
opinion.
Oh, and also, Krama, I only have this many people in here is because Robbie's in here. Robbie's amazing. He's hot, So yeah, I'm gonna have
We're a
people in
power
here.
couple.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So deal with
Has
it.
nothing to do with it being about Mrs. P, honestly. I think it's Robbie.
Yeah, really.
And unfortunately, the longer that she's not arrested for what she's doing, the more she thinks she can do it.
So the longer she's not arrested for doing it, the more she's going to keep on doing it. What is she doing? What exactly is she doing? For Christ's sakes, the woman can't even post that she's going on vacation somewhere without someone from Noodle Mash chiming in Noodle Mash chiming in and saying, "Oh, you're going to violate the stalking order." She's allowed to go to whatever beach on the coast that she wants to, as long as she's not in visual range of Shannon or within a certain amount of feet, correct? As the stalking order goes, she can go wherever she wants to. This intimidation and provoking is bullshit. It's literal bullshit.
Yeah, and it's like she continuously says, I mean, in her actions that she's not afraid of her. Okay. And she specifically said something the other day that stood out to me. And I'm sorry that it's still paused, but I just want to say, she said, of course I'm gonna defend myself on here. If somebody was breaking into your house, wouldn't you guys defend yourself and fight them like with a gun or pew pew, whatever? Um Noodle, no, you would just call the police. You wouldn't, would you? I'm sorry, Trisha, would you go live if somebody was breaking into your house and do a whole
Nope.
presentation on the break-in?
Nope. Nope.
No.
Sure wouldn't. Yeah, yeah. Noodle Mash is a known liar. She's still waiting on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The whole IP addressing, that's nothing. Like it's just too much patterns of behavior. Too many patterns of behavior just from Noodle Mash itself.
And you're right, Gingy. That's exactly right.
You've already pretty much destroyed my life, which I hope you're all happy. Y'all got what you wanted.
And if anybody who's trying to say that she's talking to everybody with y'all, don't even fucking try it. Don't even start with that shit. We all know that she's speaking to me. It's what she said.
Like, you don't know that for a fact, and you can't prove that in a court of
Exactly.
law, you dumbass.
Exactly.
She's speaking
That's why
publicly just
yep.
like you are to everybody.
Exactly. So she has to put the narrative out, right? That, oh no, y'all, she ain't speaking to everybody, even though she specifically said everybody and y'all. Oh no, it's directed at me. Okay, well, she can't prove it, right? That's why nothing's happening to Mrs. P, because she can't prove a damn thing, which is why she's left with provoking and intimidating. That's what she's left with.
You ruined my life. I didn't ruin her life. She screwed herself up. She had plenty of chances to stop her lying, stop her harassing. She didn't do it.
But you know what? Again, I don't give a damn. I tell you what, if and when I ever choose to make a new channel and rebuild a new community for myself, if I ever in the future have a chance to do a live stream, nobody is ever going to be allowed up on my panel because of all this. I have a perfect right to speak my mind on whatever I choose.
That's true. I completely agree with her. She sure does. But see, she's trying to make it seem like I'm putting some thumb on her and I'm just holding her down with a boot on the back of her neck. That's not the case. All she has to do is not speak about me or lie about me.
Well, here's the thing. She can speak about you, though. That's the thing. That's the thing. She can speak about you. And she can lie about you if she wants to. She can speak about you all she wants to. Speaking directly to you, she can't. There's a difference.
Or the order, because the reason why she does that is to instigate problems with other people. She wants other people to come at me for her. That's exactly what that is. Oh, thank you to whoever just did that. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for that. Towards a new Hoover or to pay hubby to get. We are going on year 4 with this crap. Yeah, I don't care. Monetization's always been off until recently because I don't give a shit.
Everybody has made money off of me because of this, which is
Trisha,
not fair to me.
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
sorry to make you pause again.
No, you're good.
She just said we're going on year 4 of this. Yeah, like she's surprised, but right before that, she was like, "Oh, thank you for that. Thank you. That is why we're going on year, folks. 4, or
yeah,
oh my God, year 4, folks. Sorry, my caffeine hasn't kicked in. It is because of them donations, girl. You love it. that you keep this going. Mrs. P is not saying her name. She is not speaking to her directly. And you're right, Trisha, in order for her to get in trouble, she would have to direct something towards her or a threat. This woman literally wants to take Mrs. P, she not off the internet because she needs her medication and orders
Mhm.
and stuff, but off of social media. Why? For what? Because she goes on scooter rides and she's being followed by you?
Yeah. Yeah. It's been played out so much. Nobody, like, who makes time around the holidays to talk about this again going on year 4, like she said? Who honestly does? Who takes the time to do it? People like her because there's absolutely nothing else going on for them in their life. Absolutely nothing else. Look how, I mean, I'm rarely even on here. I only chime in when I feel like it, pretty much, which isn't very often. I will say that. It's not very often. Me what?
Hey, Cosmic.
Hi, everybody. Okay, sorry, I was just reading some messages. I am not with Glenn. Hang on, I got wait a minute. Okay. So for someone that is Krama True History, Robbie, like, how long have I not been with Glenn for?
A very long time.
It's been like 2 years, 2.5 years, almost 3 years now. So for someone naming themselves Krama True History, they would know that I haven't been with Glenn for some time now because it was made public that we were no longer together. The only thing that I haven't done that everybody else has done on here is go at Glenn after our breakup. And we both told ourselves and each other that that's one thing we would never do. And we have not done that.
Yeah, you guys have been very loving and respectful in your friendship.
Yeah, because we still talk. Like, we have nothing to be angry at each other for. It was very amicable. I mean, at first, of course, there's hurt feelings right in the beginning. But I mean, after that, like, we still talk. And if he's in trouble, I mean, that's his thing. You know what I mean? That's everything that he does. It's on him. It has nothing to do with me. We haven't been together for a long time now.
So I just recently started. I never before monetized any of my content that I did about Mrs. Portland. You can go back and look. Monetization's always been off until recently because I don't give a shit anymore.
Because it's Christmas.
I don't give.
Well, that's what I was saying exactly, right? Because she's saying she's never ever monetized a single live that had to do with Mrs. P in the past before. But now she just don't give a shit. But why is it Mrs. P can't say she don't give a damn? But Noodle Mash can say she don't give a shit?
Yeah, doesn't,
And it's
I mean,
okay? And it's okay?
getting a stalking on order on somebody, that's enough to give a shit, isn't it? So, Noodle, hold on a minute. Are you saying, since we're just taking words out of context, but I don't think I am, I think she literally is saying, hey, the cops don't care about the order. Nobody does. So I don't care about it anymore either. You don't care about the order. You care about attention. That's it. That's what the order has brought you, is attention, not protection, not safety, attention and money. Period.
Oh, absolutely agreed. And it just really irks me. It really irks me every time this just happens. Oh my, the pineapple. I love pineapple. Oh, can't hear you.
It's upside down. I'm making a smoothie.
Ooh, I love smoothies.
Sorry about that.
Give a shit anymore. We are going on year 4 with this crap. Yeah, I don't care.
So, from here on out, I am not going to be bullied anymore. I am not going to be harassed anymore. I am not going to be badmouthed anymore. So, a lot of you can take that and put it where the moon don't shine. Again,
I want to point out what Christine just said. She's doing this to Griff, not you. She started this, and that's exactly right.
Miss P ain't making money. The fur.
The shark? It's propaganda. It literally is propaganda.
It is. Noodle,
Like,
stop.
Stop it. You know what that does to me. Stop it. But what exactly is Mrs. P making money off of here? Who exactly is sending Mrs. P money? Like,
Not me.
I'm not. I don't send Mrs. P money.
Has anyone sent Miss P money lately? Anybody
Has
want to
anybody
come
sent
out?
Mrs. P any money? I just want to know because apparently, Mrs. P started all this up just by going on Just Case panel that she's grifting. Any show of hands giving Mrs. P money?
Better yet, Trisha, has Miss P asked for any money? Anyone? I mean, she puts her pay links out like anybody else does. Who
I mean,
cares? We all do
she
it.
hasn't asked me. She has not asked me.
No.
But me bringing it up here is making it worse. No, it's actually not. I mean, I'm bringing things onto myself, if that's what you're referring to, but that's it. Everything I do here on my channel is my thoughts and opinions only. Has nothing to do with anybody else.
Trisha, the only person that's admitted to making money off of this situation between Miss P and Noodle is Noodle because she just said it.
Yes, she just said it. She just said it. And she just got a super chat or whatever while she was talking about it. So yeah, or a Cash App or something she had.
Has she ever
Excuse me.
heard of like signing up for the Price is Right or something? Jesus Christ.
Thank
Mrs.
you,
P is her
Scotty.
Bob Barker.
And even though Mrs. P goes through like we all know that she goes through her stages, right? Where she'll be like, "Oh, I don't support you," blah blah, and she'll call you whatever names. I've still never wavered from Mrs. P because I know, I just know what is right, and I know what I support.
Yeah, and even when Miss P and I have had our little fallings out, you've never ever come over to my channel while I was like yelling back at her or anything. You've never supported that.
Nope.
The grift that is going on has nothing to do with me other than the fact that she's using me as her target. She thinks that if she lies and portrays me as this horrible person, that people are going to feel bad for her and give her money. She does this every year at the holiday season. Yet
I mean, she's talking about herself.
Jesus Christ, are we in the Twilight Zone?
She's talking about Krama, what I'm doing to help Mrs. P has like, what do you want me to say? Do you want me to give out my plan as to what exactly I'm doing to help Mrs. P? Because I don't do that. I don't give out all my plans. I don't give out whatever I have going on behind the scenes. I don't do anything.
Prema, what are you doing to help her?
Because
You speaking up for her?
Because I know Mrs. P is a vulnerable person, and there are laws that protect vulnerable people. Now, who I'm in contact with is going to help me with that. I can just tell you that will help me with laws and getting Mrs. P help for sure. But that's all I'm going to say.
I just don't I mean, take away like yes, we know how protection orders work,
Yep.
but look at the big picture. All right. Let's say that I want you to stay off my property. Okay, Trisha. I
Mhm.
want you to stay off. I don't want you to come around my home, but I'm sending you nonstop invitations to birthday parties at my home. I am coming and knocking on your door saying, "Hey, do you want to come over?" And all this shit. That's basically what's going on here. She is supposed to be afraid and terrified for her life to the point where she's got a stalking order, but she even said, "I don't care. I don't care."
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
We know.
Yep. Of course.
it's me that's accused.
And I'm just putting it out there that I have a voice. I'm going to continue to talk about my feelings about what you all have put me through regarding the legal situation and being arrested. I was set up, and that person knows who they are.
Again, now I showed in my live, I showed the court where she cried and admitted to guilt and apologized to the court and said it was never going to happen again. So this right here, if y'all think it's not going to be shown to the court, you're wrong. When we get before a judge, and mark my words, we will be before a judge.
No, you'll be before a
When-
webcam, bitch, and a fucking dirty blanket. Excuse my language on your panel, Trisha.
So no, you're fine. So what exactly in this video that she's playing about what Mrs. P is saying is going to be valid enough to be brought in front of a judge? What exactly that's being said in this video that she's playing will
Well,
bring
is she
up something
too?
additional?
Is she too dumb to realize that Miss P's talking about Amy? She's not talking about Noodle. She's saying set up because of what I said. She's saying that Amy set her up, not Noodle. So
Right.
Noodle is taking shit out of context. And again, that is my opinion that we don't know that
Mhm.
Amy did that. I just said
Yeah, I don't know.
that's my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do. I am going to show them all of that, of how she pretty much lied to the court. Because now she's saying that, well, she didn't do anything to get arrested. She didn't get herself arrested. She was falsely arrested. Exactly. Witness has set up. Mrs. P called the police herself. Yeah, bingo. I even played where the judge comments on that, where it says, well, this is kind of unusual. You're the one who called the police on Mrs. C.
It's because Mrs. P is not the normal person. That's why it's unusual. Everything about Mrs. P and her actions is unusual because she's not like the normal. I mean, I don't even know what normalcy is anymore, but she's not like the normal average person. She's just not. It's already been established that she is a vulnerable, disabled person, even mentally. It's already been established. So yes, it's unusual behavior because Mrs. P is an unusual person.
Yeah.
Yet you're the one who went to jail.
That has done this, along with a bunch of you. I was legally set up. Well,
What is legally set up? Nobody sets anybody up.
I mean, with provoking and intimidation, that's pretty much falls into legal setup, in my opinion. I mean, when you're
Yeah.
antagonizing and provoking someone, that's setting them up, which I can agree with Mrs. P. That's what happened, whether it's on Amy or whoever. I mean, I don't know who she's talking about or referring to, but I can agree that somebody can be legally set up. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with
Absolutely.
that.
Well, yeah, and Miss P is clearly saying she's going to continue talking
Yeah.
about her feelings. Where in any order in any law does it say you're not allowed to express or talk about
Mhm.
your feelings?
Yeah.
And let's play devil's advocate for a moment. Let's say Amy did prod her in some ways. Let's say Amy did sit there and harass her or harangue her. Okay, we'll play. She didn't, but we'll say she did. Okay, it does not match.
I mean, I agree. Mrs. P is not a victim in all of this. Absolutely not. There are stuff that each of them have done to each other that makes neither of them a victim. I do agree with that. But my major stance is on this is that Mrs. P is labeled a stalker and has a stalking order against her for a lifetime. The same should be done to Noodle Mash. The same thing should have been done to Noodle Mash. I think the order should have just gone both ways. That's how I feel. That is my opinion. After looking at everything that's been going on the past 4 years, that is how I feel. It should have gone both ways.
Yeah, it's not fair to sit there and poke someone, much like an actual bear. Like, it's not fair to call a park ranger to get a bear away and have them distract the bear just for you to go and poke the bear again. The whole point is to get them away from you, and you do not want anything to do with them. And Noodle wants everything to do with Mrs. P, and that shows in her actions. It doesn't matter what she says, everybody knows the truth. That's what she does all the time. When you think of Noodle, and let me just ask you this real quick, Trisha,
Uh-huh.
um, before you hit play again, how easy do you think it would be? All right, we've all had special ed in our schools. We saw the types of students that were in there. Some of them were violent, some of them were quiet. They were all different types of humans. How easy do you think it would be for me to walk into a special ed room, poke at somebody until they attacked me, call the police, and get them arrested? Probably
Pretty
pretty
easy.
fucking easy, right?
Pretty easy. Pretty easy. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It's pretty
yeah.
easy with someone with mental disabilities. It's pretty dang easy, especially knowing Mrs. P as well as she knows Mrs. P. It would be pretty dang easy. And
Yeah,
I
she was a
actually
teacher's
commend
aide for crying
yeah,
out loud.
I know, I actually commend Mrs. P for holding her tongue, holding everything it is that is back from her for the past 4 years. After from the last time she's been in jail, right? That last time, she's done a pretty dang good job of holding it together. I will give her that. She has and still is holding it together.
Her, because Mrs. P is in control of Mrs. P. Y'all can miss all of us with the bullshit of, well, she's disabled and there's mental problems. We all know that, and the courts know that. That does not give anybody the right to break the law or violate any kind of a court order, ever. It's not an excuse.
Whoa, hold on a minute. It's not an excuse. Noodle, your excuse for being lazy and not having a job is that you're disabled. So you mean to tell me that her disabilities are not an excuse for her? You cannot have it both ways. Pick one. It's either an excuse or it isn't. So is it no longer an excuse that you're lazy and don't work because you're disabled? Is that no longer an excuse? Because do you see what I'm saying here, Trisha? This woman makes 0 sense.
Oh no, yeah, I see what you're saying. And to
Oh,
address Krama, I have not seen Mrs. P shorts because I do not follow her. And even if I was to try and follow her, I would never find her. That's the thing. Unless you know exactly how to find Mrs. P, you won't find her. That's the whole point of this as well. She deletes and makes new channels so often that it is hard to find her. You can ask anybody else in here. We've already addressed this before, how hard it is to find Mrs. P's channels. It's extremely hard, unless you're looking for her intentionally.
She is married. She had a child. She does not live in assisted living because she is a capable adult in the eyes of the law.
perfect. Sorry. Pause one more time, Trisha.
So
I'm
even if
sorry. Perfect. Noodle,
Mhm.
you're married. You're an adult. Go get a job. You are capable. Tell yourself that. Because you have sit here online and said the reason you can't work is your disability, blah, 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 and all this. Why are you using Mrs. P's against her if yours is this big crutch? You cannot have it both ways. It's either a reason, not an excuse, or it's an excuse. Which one is it? Is it a reason that you can't work, or is it an excuse, Noodle? I'm going to need a response to that, please. Thank you.
Let's see. So you haven't seen all the shit that she says? No, because it's her business. If she wants to talk about whoever and whatever she wants, she is allowed to do so. I'm not going to police her vlogging. Nobody should be policing her vlogging but herself. And the fact of the matter is, you can't find Mrs. P unless you're stalking her. Literally, unless you're stalking her. That's the only way you can find any of her channels these days. They don't just pop up on your newsfeed. They don't. I'm gonna grab a drink, y'all. I'll be right back.
Oh, I thought you were going to keep playing that. Um, Sorry, this is getting me worked up because it's so annoying to hear her and people don't see what she's doing. Noodle, you're a hypocrite. You're basically saying Mrs. P's disabilities are no excuse and she is capable of doing this and doing that and doing that. But you'll sit there and use your disabilities and cry victim all day long and say you're not capable of getting up and even having an online job. And you cannot be making that much on YouTube. This is not a job to anybody. Whoever says it is dumb. It's not. It's not job securement. None of that. You could work online. You're perfectly capable. And listen, I'm not saying you have to get a job. I'm using this as an example because you have said that you are not capable of working. But you're putting all these expectations on Mrs. P and saying you should be capable of this. You're married. You're an adult. Well, so are you, bitch. And you're using yours as an excuse.
100%.
It is does not add up. It doesn't make sense, and it is completely unfair.
So she puts it out here. Noodle Mash reacts, but you haven't seen what Mrs. P said. Okay, I get it. Selective anger about what? Have you been calling out everybody, or are you selective in who you call out? Kind of missing the point here.
everybody was saying was true about Amy or anybody else, the first thing the court's going to say is, yeah, but you are in control of what you do, and you chose to react and break the stalking order, right?
Tell you what, from here on out, you all better watch your own backs. Because what goes around comes around.
Oh God, here she
And
goes,
obviously,
Trisha.
again, talking about me, she's
Oh my God.
I know.
Oh, sorry to pause you there. I had to.
No, you're good. You're
Dude,
good. No, you're good.
there she is. Okay, did you hear the name Shannon or Noodle there? No, she said you guys. And her wording, she's taking out of context. We know Mrs. P's way of wording things is very old fashioned, by the way. It's like, you could tell it's an older generation of wording. It's saying you better watch your back or karma's coming. Basically, she's saying what she feels was done to her was wrong. She's not saying she's going to do anything to anyone. She's saying karma's going to do that. And it's not illegal to say, hey, karma, do your job, girl.
Exactly. What goes around comes around is a karma saying. So, yeah.
talking about the legal situation. So that's a direct threat right there.
I Listen,
Direct threat, huh? Wow.
what goes around comes around is a direct threat, y'all. It's a direct threat.
Yep.
It's so direct. It would be just slapping me in the face, How am I missing it? How am
Yeah.
I missing it? Krama, you can say whatever you want, honey, and it is fine. They're both, I honestly just say whatever you want. Mrs. P, yes, will always be the same. Noodle Mash will always be the same, but it's fine. It is fine. You can say what you want. They can say what they want, right? Just like how I can say what I want. If I just wanted to go at Noodle Mash, why did I wait till now? Why did I wait till now to just go at Noodle Mash? Why? Could I
You've
have to
never
pertain
liked
to
Noodle.
something? I've never liked Noodle. There's years. I've never liked Noodle. Ever. Ever. What made me not like her even more was what she has going on with Mrs. P. But her patterns of behavior, all the way up until Mrs. P, is what did it for me. And actually, do you guys remember Sophie someone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. She has numerous videos about Shannon's behavior. Numerous. No. So she's hit her channel again, but if anybody remembers Sophie, aka someone, she has displayed Shannon's behavior even since before Mrs. P on her channel. And anybody that has listened to even my past streams, I'll have to see later on if I have. I'm pretty sure I do have some of Sophie's stuff in my past lives, but you guys know someone is someone that used to like Shannon. She was a part of Shannon's community and then realized Shannon wasn't who she thought she was and was showing Shannon's own words and her patterns of behavior, the type of person that she is. So it's not just me. It's not just me. It's been shown her patterns of behavior for years. For years. And I've displayed it on my channel previously through other lives. And the fact that you have to sit here and ask why shows that you're not Krama True History. Krama True History would know all of the history, would know all of it, not just select and choose what they want to talk about. They've already done it, Krama. They've been doing it. They still do it. What are you saying? It's already been done. And it's still going on. It's still going on.
Rama, you should go out for a jog or something instead of testing people.
Just need to start watching my back.
But again, just know, I'm going to continue to speak out.
Hold on one sec. I don't think Sally has you blocked, honey. Are you on all chat? Speaking of, I'm not even on all chat.
Continue to speak out on the mental and
It's because
emotional
you're not all
upset
there.
that you all have caused me.
Now, do I think that some people on this platform have done some shitty things to her? Yeah, I do. I've always said that. But this
Oh,
whole innocent act
please.
of she didn't do shit.
Well,
You have
here's the
not.
thing. She's Krama True History. This is a direct question for you. Do you know that Noodle Mash has had each and every troll account made about Mrs. P or Mr. P or her family in her chat, and she's welcomed them in her chat and to comment and say whatever they want about Mrs. P and her family? Do you know that? I'm just curious if you know that.
Also, Trisha, I think, does Krama come in your channel often?
No.
Oh,
Krama,
well,
no.
let me just give you a little Krama history. I just struck their channel twice for copyright last week, so I think that's why they're upset and they're here just running their fingertips. They're mad because they swiped their whole channel clean after I struck them. They're just angry.
See. Sorry, let me say hey Sam, hey Lufa, hey everybody. Sorry you guys in Wyoming and all you guys. I'm not ignoring y'all. I'm just trying to get through this content as fast as possible because I don't even like talking about it honestly. But I feel that everybody that it just needs to be addressed, the amount of provoking and intimidation that's going on. And yeah, that's just what I'm gonna do.
Shit. XThinkTube actually posted that because Mrs. Portland has mental and educational difficulties, that her racism, that gives her a pass to be a racist. Didn't she, John?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work that way. And Mrs. Portland screwed herself in this community long before I got here. That's what people seem to forget. She had
Morning,
How does
Lufa.
she know this? How does she know this? How does she
She
know that
doesn't.
Mrs. P ruined herself before she got here? She doesn't
That would
know.
be stalking. I mean, if she did, that
Yeah,
would be
right?
stalkerish behavior.
already lost her community when I got here.
How does she know? What?
You should change the title to your live stream to "How does she know?"
You know what? I think I will after this last. How do you know? Just how do you, if it's before you got here, how do you even know?
Yeah, how do you know?
Had nothing to do with me and everything to do with her behavior.
You all have cost me my very, very first community that I had over 8 years ago on this platform.
Over 8 years ago. This is my 4th year here.
Well,
Math's not happening.
pause.
And I want to
Bitch, so wait, now is she believing Miss P was there 7 or 8 years ago? Because like, what was it, a couple minutes ago? She said she hasn't been around 7 years. You're not mathing, Noodle. What? Oh,
So Mrs. P was in NC's before Noodle. Yes. Yes.
that's correct.
That is, yes, she was.
point out she was only in this community, I think 2 months before I was. So in 2 months, she screwed herself. Hasn't been no damn 8 years.
I was doing so well with myself and for myself, and somebody out there got extremely jealous and decided to take everything away from me.
Again, just like when she got arrested. And she told the officer at the jail, in front of the jailer, in front of the deputies, and all the other cops there, that she was going to get her revenge on me for this happening. I'm to blame for everything that goes wrong in her life, in her eyes. I
Oh
took
my
everything away from her
God.
because I was.
Ugh.
Everything's
You,
about me.
she's not using it. Really, it just requires common logic. That's it. It is a fact that Mrs. P got very popular, like overnight sensation. Okay. I was obsessed with her, still am. Um, and it was from Natasha's community. Now, one day out of nowhere, I see this noodle mash woman pop up, and it had to have been quite a while later. I don't remember how long, but it was a while after Miss P was doing pretty good for herself as far as being funny and just having her channel and being an online personality. And Noodle Mash can lie all she wants to. It is my observation and my opinion that she saw all the popularity. She saw all the money. Miss P was making a lot of donations back then. She really was. That Miss P was getting. And she saw that Miss
Yeah.
P was arguing with people. So she was like, oh, payday, bitches. I'm going over and starting me a channel over in that community. That's how it
Pretty
happened.
much. Pretty much.
Jealous. I ruined her relationship with her son when all of this is stuff that she did. That had nothing to do with me.
Never again will I ever allow that to happen. I am going to continue to do what I have to do for myself. I've already shut down most of my TikTok accounts because, again, I am the one being stalked.
I have no idea what her TikTok account is, and I don't want to know. I know what her. Well, let me rephrase that. I knew what it was because she contacted
Rephrase
me
your
on there,
lie, honey.
but then
She's got to rephrase that
That's
lie there,
exactly
Trisha.
that's exactly what I was gonna say.
She's like, hold on. I almost caught myself
Wait a
lying in
minute.
front of
Yep.
everyone.
Let me rephrase that real quick.
she immediately deleted that account. And people will show me. People send me stuff all the time about Mrs. P. I only most of it you can ask Lad. I throw the shit away unless it directly involves me and is harmful to me, or or it has to do with her lying about stalking order, stuff like that. So I have no idea what her freaking TikTok is. Nobody is stalking her.
I have shut down my
Hold
current
on.
ex account.
No, you cannot say that. How do you know people aren't stalking her? How would you know? Again, how would she know that, Trisha? Let's just say that the rest of the live stream. That's all we're going to say back and forth to each other.
How can she know that? How can she absolutely know that?
And the other night, I started a new account. I would do the same thing on TikTok. I would do the same thing on other platforms.
Now I want to reiterate here. She was the reason why she made so many like Facebooks and stuff. She was booted off Facebook for racism, and she was booted off of here. She is a banned channel holder for multiple channels. She's been banned.
I am not going to be controlled. And I
To be
About the
fair,
Facebook
I think
one?
we're all friends with band
Yeah.
creators.
About the Facebook one though, how does she know? How does she know that Mrs. P was
I'm sorry.
was banned on Facebook for racism? How does she know? How do you even know? I can't anymore.
I can't take you seriously, but I agree. I do,
That's what
but
I'm
I
saying,
don't because
right?
it's funny.
I am
She
not.
doesn't know.
Maggie says, Nunamatch, didn't you come on here because she said that NC was mean to her and wanted you to see what she was saying to MT? Now, no, what happened was somebody else. There was two other people that clued me into something that was going on here. So I came in because when Mrs. Portland and her husband left our apartment complex years prior, there was no issue. We had put things to rest, right? And that was it. A friend of
Like
mine,
she
my
had an
best friend, which she
exorcism.
also knew because she used to live.
Well, here's the thing. Why is she skipping around the timeline?
Yeah.
Right? Why is she skipping around this timeline? She's leaving out the fact that Cara D contacted her from Natasha's and told her about Mrs. P. She's going to leave that out here, I'm pretty sure, because she hasn't talked about it.
Well,
And
and also, oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
So what she's saying is she's making it sound like she lived in the Amityville house and there was a cleansing and the demon of Miss P left and everything was calm, right? That's what she's saying. But then, okay, let me ask you a question. If your house, metaphorically speaking, has been rid of demons, and this Care D person reaches out to you and says, hey, you know that demon that was in your house? They're over here. Do you want to come hang out with them? I would say, hell no, keep that demon over there. I would not go log on and start an account and go after that demon. No.
Right. Right.
Here, passed away. And I knew that Kelly and Walter were also friendly with my best friend Ross and her husband Bobby. And so I contacted her to let her know that they had died. Everything was fine between her and I. She invited me to her community, which I went, and I thought NC was being an asshole to her. I'll be honest. That's my mistake. I should have known better. But and so that's what happened. Is I thought I sat there in Mrs. Portland's community before I was in Natasha's, and then
Wait, that timeline doesn't make any sense. How? It doesn't make any sense if so she's in Mrs. Portland's community
Hmm.
before she's in NC's, but Care D's the one that contacted her about NC and Mrs. Portland,
Yeah, is she? So
right?
hold on. Is she saying she just found Miss P online, or is she saying that Cara D is the one who told? Who is Cara D? Like, how would she know
Do you
that?
remember? Okay, I don't know if you remember Care D. Care D was a big, huge. She was mod in there as well as I was for Natasha, and then she left. And when Noodle Mash and Natasha broke up, she stayed with Noodle Mash, and she became like a huge top mod. She was like really good friends with Noodle. And
Okay.
so suppose and Care D, if she was still around, she'll tell you. Care D said that she reached out to Noodle Mash about Mrs. P.
Okay.
And so that's what I'm trying to figure out. So this timeline. So Noodle Mash is saying that she had gotten word about Natasha being mean to Mrs. P.
Hmm.
So she decided to check it out, right? So she goes in and she's a part of Mrs. Portland's community, but then is somehow a part of Natasha's community after she thought Natasha was being mean to Mrs. Portland.
Right, and she had already
Right.
said that Miss Portland caused so much like chaos in her life, and she was relieved when Miss Portland and Walter moved. So if
Yeah.
you're, I mean, online it's different, Trisha. We're able to take a look and be
Yeah.
like, "Oh hell no, I ain't touching that mess." Noodle knew what trouble she thought Miss P was. She saw all the trouble going on online, and she walked right into it
Mm-hmm.
with
She did.
dollar signs.
Mm-hmm. Timelines, man.
Well,
it
I'm
became
confused about the
I,
timeline still. I am.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm still so confused about a lot of things. Like as far as people putting out this timeline goes, I'm still confused about it. But we all know that Mrs. P was here first. That we can all agree to.
Hmm.
quite apparent that that was not really the case. That it because that's then Mrs. Portland. That was right around the time Mrs. Portland started making fun of her aunt or her aunt dying or something. I think it was. So then it became apparent, and the rest is history. I made the colossal mistake of suggesting to her to be careful, and she flipped the fuck out, and here we are.
I'm going to continue to let some nasty SOB destroy my life. My husband and I left our current church that we were with because of continual hate reports that were being made about me.
No, she already said that
That'd be
she left
great,
the church
Wyoming.
because of differing opinions. Now, I have my opinions, but I have no idea why they don't go to church.
Wait, so how, I don't even know when Mrs. P leaves her churches. Like, how does anybody know unless they're stalking her channels? If and when she
I
leaves
don't
the
know.
church and a reasoning why. I'm just like, why is that? Why do you even have to comment on that? Why even comment on that? How do you know? Just
Church anymore. But no one is calling her church. They're not going to kick her out, even if someone did call her church. No, it's never going to end until she spends more time in jail than 3 days and a slap on the wrist. Sorry, it's the truth.
No, no, no. That's gonna
yep,
please
right here.
you,
Right here.
honey. Oh, sorry.
So right here, no. So right here, she's already saying, already putting it out there that nothing's going to happen to Mrs. P unless she gets more than just a slap on the wrist and spends more time in jail. Well, I mean, how do you think she's going to spend more time in jail? Oh, I know, by provoking her. By provoking her. That's how we're going to be able to get Mrs. P to spend more time in jail. And also, as I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to do this live for, but I'll try and get as far as I can. But she does say in this live eventually that she's instigating Mrs. P to call the police department to see if there's an investigation on her. That's what she wants Mrs. P to do. And she points that out in here.
Exactly. And yeah, I'm gonna have to drop down in a minute, but no, I totally agree. And Noodle, if you're listening, if you could just answer one question about the confusion for me is I've never really known how did she find Mrs. P on here? Do you know? Because I don't know.
I don't know how she found Mrs. P. All I know is that everything with Noodle Mash coming to the community in general just started with Care D. But here she literally said there was two things that was brought to her attention. So only her, Care D, and someone else probably knows what that is. But I do know Care D was the one. Hang on. Yeah, definitely find out for us, Wyoming. Definitely find out. Ask Care D for sure.
Truth. And hi, Jocelyn, and hi, Rachel.
I have not been back to church in months. But again, I am done being treated like shit. I have a right to speak my voice. Do you think that I don't lay in my bed every single day and just cry out of anger and emotional upset and emotional frustration?
No, she does not sit every day and cry.
Oh, hell
But
no.
oh,
You want to
what?
take this one, Trisha?
How do you even know?
How do
How do
you
you
know?
even know? I mean, who are you to say that someone can't feel mental anguish and pain? Who is she to say
Unbelievable.
that?
I can't. This woman
That
she is
statement
such a
right there.
sorry to you, Tauruses. I love you, but my God, Tauruses love to just be in control. I'm just going to leave it at that. It's a competition to her, and you are not Jesus, Noodle. But someone's saying in chat that somebody on her Facebook went over and said, "Hey, Miss P's over on YouTube. Go give her some advice." Bitch, you ain't Jesus. I would never take advice from Noodle. By the way, nobody should.
Uh-uh.
Again, emotional manipulation. Witness protection says, what is P going to do when Walter passes? That family will put her in a supervised home. Here's the thing. She can live alone.
Oh
She
my
is capable of living.
God. Can
What?
you live alone, Noodle? Can you? Because you grift every Christmas. The way she is speaking on behalf of Mrs.
Mhm.
Portland is pathetic.
Always putting words out that was never said. She's always got to spin a certain narrative. That's what it is.
By herself and paying her own bills. So, yeah, it is. It's the same old BS.
You all have no idea what feelings are. Well, again, I hope and pray one day that what all you have done to me happens to all of you.
That's a
Because
fair
unto the
prayer.
point where I'm not going to put up with this.
You could be right, Witness. You very well could be right.
I'm just letting everyone know I have a voice, I have a mind. Just because I had disability challenges, everyone tries to make up the fact that they have the same medical challenges as me. That's a bald-faced lie.
Who said they face the same medical challenges as her or mental challenges? Who said that?
Okay, sorry. Before I
You know,
go,
you're
Trisha.
good. Yep. Yep.
Oh, sorry. My alarm was going off. You say that you have every medical challenge out there. So, of course, you're going to match up to
Yep.
hers, Noodle. Jesus
Mhm.
Christ.
I was just gonna say, anytime someone comes out with a disorder or something, she's right up there to to say she's got one something equivalent to or even worse. Because I remember I went live months ago because I have a repetitive problem. Sometimes I'll repeat myself quite a bit, and it's just something. It's like a nervous tick anxiety thing with me that I'll just repeat myself. It just happens. I don't even think about it. And then her next live she did, she claimed something similar that she has that happens. And I'm just like, I can't believe it's a competition out here about who's got what and who has the most.
Yeah. Like, how does she even know?
How does she even know?
That's gonna be what I say to you when I see you from now on.
I swear
Besides
to God,
defer,
I'm so gonna change the title to just how does she even know?
you have to.
I will.
I have not yet, especially me. Okay, I've never said that. All I've said is I too am disabled. I never once said or insinuated in any way, shape, or form that my disabilities or my mental issues were as bad as Mrs. Portland's in the state of Oregon, knowing what's going on until she's back behind bars. And we all live under the threat of legal persecution if we break the law.
What?
saying, "Oh, this is going to go back in front of a judge. I'm not going to stop until you're back behind bars." That'll never happen. And the
Yeah, and
Well,
she's
I mean,
saying that
yeah.
because she's not doing anything wrong. She's
Yep.
defending herself.
She is. She is. And that's ultimately what she is saying, is that she's not going to stop and everything's going to be brought in front of the judge, is what she says every time, until she's behind bars, because that's what she wants. She wants Mrs. P behind bars.
So yeah, we are going for a judge. And I don't think I ever said I'm not going to stop until she's back behind bars. I think what I said was I'm not going to stop letting the police know what's going on, in the state of Oregon, knowing what's going on until she's back behind bars. And it takes accountability for
That's
what has
called
happened.
being a Karen. Okay. I think we're all familiar with that. You basically are saying you're not going to stop. Miss, I'm sorry, I don't know who all is in your chat, but hit a 1 if you think Mrs. P is harassing Noodle currently at the moment. Hit a 2 if you think Noodle is harassing Mrs. P, and hit a 3 if you don't think either one is. I think that Noodle is harassing Miss P.
Oh, without a
So
doubt. 100%.
this is
100%.
not rocket science.
No.
Mrs. P has been very good, and I've even been surprised when she's been mad at me at holding
Exactly.
her tongue.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly. But I'm going to probably leave it here. But if you guys want to go finish listening to her live just to see the amount of provoking that goes on, it's there. It's there.
thank you for letting me up to vent my opinion,
And
and my
thank you.
caffeine finally kicked in, so I got to go get ready. But I love you, and I do want to
I
make
love
out
you
with you.
too.
I have just one more question for you, though.
Hmm.
How does she even know that?
How does she even know? Yeah. How does she even know?
How does she know that?
Thanks for making it fun and more entertaining for me. I appreciate you, Robbie.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. Okay, y'all. I'm going to end it here because I do have stuff to do today. And I'm going to thank everybody for coming out and showing support for what I am going live about today. And yes, and if everybody looks at the poll that I put in chat before, if people believe, hang on, let me read it. It says, does Noodle Mash provoke Mrs. P so that she can violate the stalking order? 72% said yes. No was 21%, and then both is 7%. So I want to thank you guys for voting. That 72% of the people believe that Noodle Mash is provoking Mrs. P into violating the order. I mean, that says it all right there, and I'll post it. So thank y'all for coming out. No, you guys are fine. Listen to replay. I'll leave it up. Have a good rest of your day. And yeah, live your life because you only get one. And don't be afraid to do the things that you would love to do. Bye, everybody. Have a good rest of your day.